If you want to make money, let's figure something else out. And yeah, I hate it.
Gervonta Davis. It's like when you
who do you got?
You guys need to fight guys your fucking same size.
When you see this fight, do you see like Tank just having his way with Jake? Like given like no?
No, I'm gonna tell you this is what I tell Tank, and Tank said it in the interview. I said, Tank, y'all go in there doing y'all thing.
Dana White didn't mince words when talking about the proposed fight between Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis. He called the whole idea ridiculous, criticizing the very thought of Paul stepping into the ring with someone of Davis's skill level. White went on to say that the setup seemed completely unbalanced and strange, insisting that the rules were tilted in a way that made the event look more like entertainment than an actual competition.
So this at 195, and this weight difference is scaring the life out of Little Tank.
Over 10 3-minute rounds.
The next dispute comes with the gloves. Little Tank is used to fighting in 8-ounce gloves. Baby glove. This fight will be in 12. Hands might be too small. Oh, so Tank just fought in a 12 3-minute round fight against Roach.
Yes, and now he's fighting in 10 3-minute rounds, which isn't too bad. Well done, Jake.
Exhibition though, can he win?
Yes, he can actually win. It will be overlooked by 3 sanctioned judges.
So he can actually still win and knock him out.
But here's the trick. It's body punches only.
And there's a reason. That's because Tank said, look, this is a bit unfair. I don't want to punch up. I want to punch at my head height. Where does it fall?
At Jake Paul's belly. So apparently we've heard there's no knockdown rules, but aside from that, it's pretty well-rounded fight. Oh yeah, and there's some drug testing involved. But
Rules for the Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis matchup have now been made official. The fight is set as an exhibition bout, which means it won't count toward either boxer's professional record. The contest will consist of 10 rounds, each lasting 3 minutes. Both fighters must come in at or under 195 pounds during the weigh-in. They'll also be using 12-ounce gloves, slightly heavier than the standard size typically used at this level. 3 licensed judges will oversee the scoring, and if the fight goes the full distance, an official winner will be announced based on their scorecards.
There will be a victor, because the fighters have agreed and the commission has approved a maximum weight of 195 pounds for this exhibition. The fight will be contested over 10 3-minute rounds. The fight is 195 pounds, Tank, as you know. The fight will be contested over 10 3-minute rounds, and when Tank and Jake enter the squared circle to go to battle, they will be wearing 12-ounce gloves. Sitting ringside will be 3 commission-approved world-class professional judges that will score every round to ensure there's a decisive outcome for the fight if it goes the distance. And both men are enrolled in the highest level of testing with USADA. So Tank, Jake, thank you for doing this. Thank you for giving boxing another massive moment, headlined by yourselves, featuring multiple.
Many boxing analysts are voicing concerns about the glove setup for the upcoming Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis exhibition. Since Davis will be competing well above his regular weight class against a much larger opponent, his coach, Calvin Ford, has highlighted the glove situation as a key issue. Ford pointed out that both fighters are expected to use 12-ounce gloves, significantly heavier than the ones Davis typically wears in his lightweight matches.
Young men in gyms, deal with big guys. You know what I'm saying? Yes, he's big. To me, it's like Jake having his first open fight. If anybody know about the amateurs going open, then you go pro. So, he's going to fight a guy that does have skills. You know what I'm saying? My only concern is, the gloves. You understand what I'm saying? Because we don't fight in 12-ounce gloves. We don't use 12-ounce gloves. That's training gloves. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's 2 pounds away from Jake. He fights in 10s. Tank fighting 8s, so he losing 4 ounces. So my thing is, I said, they said, put Tank in 8s, put him in 10s. That makes the fight more interesting. You know what I'm saying? And we'll go from there, because I understand. And I brought that question up to one of his handlers. They was, no, we don't want to do no mismatch. It's supposed to be an expedition. Why, now y'all want the wins and the loss. You know what I'm saying? all these restrictions, but you want to be great. Being great is really pushing the envelope. You know what I'm saying? You know, Tank don't really care, you know? So when I brought this up, he said, dang, facts. You know what I'm saying? So, again, you know, he can weigh the 10s and we weigh the 8s. Then we got to fight, you know?
The weight, how's that going to work out? Like,
Well, they got him at 190, 195. I thought it was going to be 190. So they gave him 5. So again, they keep giving, you know? I ain't worrying about the weight. You know what I'm saying? We got to deal with it. We taking the fight. We signed the contract. We're going to make it do what it do. You know?
how much do you think he's going to weigh like the night of the fight? Like, yeah, and both. Like, is there anything in place where like Jake can't weigh more than like?
Based on how he handled himself to camp. Camp is the most important thing because if you have a good camp, you're going to have a great fight. So my thing is just making sure the camp is good. We're doing all the necessary things, dealing with the weight, the gloves and all that stuff, you know.
Ford has suggested an adjustment to make the matchup fairer. He believes Davis should be permitted to wear his usual 8-ounce gloves, while Paul, given his higher weight, could use 10-ounce ones instead. According to Ford, this setup would help balance things out and create a more even playing field between the two fighters.
I couldn't take 10. He had 8. Already he given up 4 ounces of the gloves. I gotta say this because y'all betting all this money. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, wait. You guys were the ones that wanted 12-ounce gloves, not me. I'll do 8. Fuck, I'll do 4. I'll do 2 ounces. I'll do bare knuckle. Like,
I wasn't aware of that. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that he can handle himself.
so what do you want? 10 ounce? 8 ounce? What do we
Well,
want?
if he the one said that, I'm gonna go with that. I wasn't aware of that.
No, the 12 ounce came from your guys' side.
No,
and
it's
I
not.
on God. Perfect. Then what do you want? 10?
No, I didn't say that.
So 10
It don't,
ounces?
it don't matter to me. It don't
Perfect.
matter.
It doesn't matter to him. So
It don't
back to
matter.
what I always wanted, which was 10 ounces. Great.
You just
Thank
made
you for
something
the
It don't
clear to
matter.
me. You just
Thank
made
you.
something clear to me because I didn't know. Because you fighting 10s, he fighting 8s.
Yeah, your
You
guys'
understand
side.
what I'm saying? So I'm like,
I
12
can
ounces. He's
show the
giving up
emails and the screenshots.
I
You
get
guys
that.
asked for 12
It's
ounces.
part of negotiation. I get it.
No, let's do it. 10 ounces, 8. Let's do it. That's great. That's going to make it more exciting for the fans. Thank God. I wanted 10s really badly. Let's do it.
Dana White didn't hold back when addressing Jake Paul's approach to picking opponents. He openly criticized Paul for consistently targeting fighters who are either smaller or outside his natural weight class, arguing that Paul should face someone his own size if he wants real credibility. White also reminded fans that when Paul did step in against someone closer to his weight and skill level, he didn't come out on top. Proof, White says, that these uneven matchups aren't helping the sport's reputation. Sharing his thoughts on the much-hyped Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis fight, White described the matchup as one-sided. He acknowledged that Davis packs serious power, but noted that the size gap makes it almost impossible for him to land a knockout shot. According to White, Paul's weight and reach advantage mean Davis might have the technique, but not the physical leverage needed to dominate or finish the fight.
It's like when you
Who do you got?
you guys need to fight guys your fucking same size. You know what I mean?
Straight up ignored.
When you fought Floyd, you are massive. You're a massive fucking dude. Floyd's tiny. And I'm sure when you were training, you're like, all right, I'm going to hit this guy with a couple punches and grab him, tie him up. And he did hit you with a fucking bomb of an overhand right one time. And you fucking ate it. You ate that punch.
Logan's like proud of it. He's like, yeah, I did. Hell yeah, I ate that punch from a 140-pounder. You're damn right, dude. Now, granted, it's Floyd Mayweather, but you're still 200 pounds, dog. You know what I mean? This is why, and I agree with Dana on this is why the Gervonta fight makes no sense to me. Because even, yes, Floyd didn't have the punching power Gervonta had, but even if Gervonta lands, I don't see him hurting Jake to the point he knocks him out. So what are we even doing? Where's the idea of this gonna, where's the idea that Gervonta's even gonna hurt him? He may hurt him to the body, you know, whatever. Jake doesn't want to throw as much, but I don't see him one punch knocking Jake out. And, you know, the same thing was kind of said with Logan. Like, okay, Floyd probably won't knock him out, but probably going to outbox him. I get where Dana's coming from. These things are not meant to be competitive fights. They're meant to make money and to, I guess, scratch that itch of the circus mystery unknown.
And Gervonta, I think, hits way harder than fucking Floyd, but he's too small. I mean, your brother's going to be able to, you know, get inside on him, put his weight on him, tie him up. But I don't hate your brother. Your brother's out there doing his thing. But it cracks me up that they want to start suing people that are talking shit when your brother talks more shit than anybody talks.
I think the thought process behind it is, okay, so Jake and I are obviously pretty polarizing individuals, and when an echo chamber starts and a rumor mill starts of like staged fight bullshit, which like these fights aren't staged, you know, that's just, it's at that level, it's like almost impossible. I think they think that it affects the business and it affects the brand because people discredit him as actually having legitimate.
Recent reports suggest that Gervonta Davis has been adding noticeable size during his training camp. He's said to be walking around at roughly 160 pounds, a significant increase for a fighter who's never officially weighed in above the 135-pound lightweight limit. This weight gain brings him closer to the agreed-upon catch weight for his exhibition against Jake Paul, helping to reduce one of Paul's key advantages. The added mass could boost Davis's durability and punching power, potentially allowing him to withstand heavier shots and deliver more impactful counters. This change might alter the fight's rhythm, giving Davis a new edge. Although he's still below the set catch weight, the increase shows that Davis is taking the matchup seriously and working to showcase a stronger, more versatile version of himself in the ring.
This is my prediction that Gervonta Tank Davis is going to weigh in on the night of the fight against Jake Paul, knocking on 160 pounds. Don't be surprised if he's 157 pounds, something like that. You guys see this footage? Look at Tank. Now, if you know what you're looking at, the guy must be around 150 right now, 153, something like that. And you can really tell when he's sideways. When you look at him sideways and see the depth. See, from the front view, you can't really tell. But when he turns sideways, the guy is a wrecking ball. He's literally a baby rhino out there. And I think that is the idea for him to bulk up and be a little powerhouse out there. And I'm all for it. I'm gonna tell you in this video why I think that's the best thing for Tank and why I think he will be knocking on 160 pounds.
Many boxing analysts believe Jake Paul could be facing a serious wake-up call when he steps into the ring with Gervonta Davis. They note that Davis isn't just a heavy hitter. He's a seasoned technician who spent years competing against world-class opponents, sharpening his sense of distance, timing, movement, and ring intelligence. While Paul continues to develop his skills, Davis's accuracy and precision are at a level where a single well-placed shot could completely change the course of the fight. On the other hand, Paul's defensive abilities are still considered basic, his reactions somewhat predictable, and his ring IQ largely untested against top-tier talent. Veteran observers argue that the difference in experience and skill between the two fighters isn't just significant. It could very well determine the outcome.
Tank Davis look crazy, bro. Chilaquiles. Gervonta Tank Davis hitting a heavy bag in preparation for his Jake Paul fight November 14th down there in Florida. Man looks absolutely amazing. Man looks like a monster. Man looks like precision. Jake Paul cannot take those body shots. You mean to tell me somebody who done fought UFC fighters and a man with Parkinson's disease can take a body punch from Gervonta Tank Davis and y'all basing y'all logic just because Jake Paul is big? No, Tank's gonna go ahead and put this man to sleep. I'm telling y'all that right now. If Tank don't put this man to sleep, he done let the black community down, he done let boxing down, and he ain't never been that nice. You Tank fans, y'all trying to give him a pass. If y'all said Tank is as skilled as y'all say he is, if he does not put Jake Paul to sleep and stop Jake Paul, his boxing career is absolutely voided. He already don't care about legacy, and just imagine he don't knock out Jake Paul, and now y'all gonna say it's not a real fight, it's an exhibition. No, we not giving no passes, bro. This Gervonta Tank Davis, he needs to put Jake Paul to sleep. I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, Jake Paul too big. No, Jake Paul chin ain't never been tested by somebody that hit as hard as Gervonta Tank Davis. Tank should put this man to sleep with ease. I'll say that respectfully. If you don't put him to sleep,
a 2-pack of ass. That shit stinks.
That's a 2-pack of ass at the highest level. And it's a
musty energy.
Musty energy at the highest level. Get it together. Get it together. Tank looks amazing. That's the Chilla Killer. Chilla Killers.
Veteran boxing analyst Teddy Atlas has described Gervonta "Tank" Davis as one of the most complete fighters in the sport today. He praises Davis not only for his knockout power and finishing instincts, but also for his sharp counterpunching, ability to set traps, command of range, and mental toughness inside the ring. According to Atlas, Davis combines patience with precision. He's methodical, strategic, and always thinking several moves ahead rather than depending solely on raw strength. In Atlas's view, these traits make Davis stand out among the top lightweights as the one fighter who possesses the full skill set needed to challenge someone like Jake Paul, a competitor who's improving steadily but still lacks the refined technique and experience of a true elite boxer.
Tommy Fury, but it wasn't that level, obviously, and all the size things you just rightfully pointed out. But he would have been in there with, I mean, it seemed crazy. You're going to go in there with a guy who was a two-time heavyweight champ and a gold medalist? Wow. Even though the guy's, at a twilight part of his career, still.
And you've given a lot of credit and props to Jake Paul on this show of helping get more eyeballs to the sport, but the way he takes it serious and goes about his approach and his work to this craft, that he does take it seriously. With that being said, when he announces Tank Davis, I'm getting tired of these gimmick fights and him loading the deck up. Whether it was Chavez Jr. or an old Mike Tyson, or we could go on and on with some of the UFC guys and the great Anderson Silva at 46 years of age. Tank Davis, great fighter, current fighter, world champion. We know how good he is. Been a top 10 pound-for-pound guy for you for the last few years now. But he's 5'5" and 135 pounds. This sounds like it would be a 195-pound fight, an exhibition. Wouldn't count on their records. Not a whole lot of other details other than it will be in November, and it sounds like in Atlanta. But I've said enough. I just want to hear your take. What do you make of this news with Jake Paul and Tank Davis?
But, and I'm smiling a little bit. But, back in the day, I loved the 1800s, 1700s, my friend out there, 1700s, whatever. But I loved the old-time fighters that were catchweights. And there was guys like Sam Langford. I know Sam Langford shouldn't even be compared with this because he's so special. But, I mean, where Sam Langford beat heavyweights. He fought from lightweight to heavyweight and beat heavyweights. I mean, they're back in the day when you had a lot of great fighters fighting each other in catchweights. You did have some smaller guys fight bigger guys. And you had them. You had success in spots. So I'm half with tongue in cheek, but I'm half serious because
Analyst Luke Thomas also weighed in on the highly publicized matchup. While he acknowledged Gervonta Davis's explosive punching power and elite finishing ability, Thomas noted a noticeable lack of energy from Davis during media events and press conferences. To him, Davis seemed distant and uninvested, treating the fight less like a personal challenge and more like a business obligation. Thomas cautioned that such an attitude could be risky. He pointed out that while Davis may be the more skilled and experienced boxer, taking Jake Paul lightly could open the door for an upset. Paul's hunger, focus, and preparation might allow him to capitalize on any complacency from Davis.
You could make the argument that Tyson Fury also didn't stick to the order of what was in front of him as a pure boxer due to taking I can't even remember if one on his record at this point or not, but whatever, the Francis Ngannou boxing match, and he won it by the skin of his teeth and moved on. But there was a delay as a consequence to make that. Now that ended up being a little bit intriguing because of how well Francis did, but this is not the first time major boxing has been interrupted in that way. However, at least both of them are heavyweights. Like this is gerrymandered weight classes or whatever the fuck they're doing to get around it. And it's an exhibition, they're using big ass gloves. Like it's a whole thing. So in that sense, it's a little bit different. It's not different in the sense of a boxer in his.
Carl Frock has expressed similar concerns about the matchup. He warned that Jake Paul's unusual size and power could pose a serious challenge for Gervonta Davis, who isn't accustomed to facing opponents with that kind of physical advantage. Fraka's remarks echo a broader unease within the boxing community, where many view the fight less as a competitive bout and more as a spectacle, raising questions about both legitimacy and fighter safety. He specifically highlighted the roughly 65-pound weight difference, emphasizing the potential risks involved in the exhibition.
Gervonta Davis is now fighting Jake Paul. So Jake Paul was supposed to be fighting AJ. Eddie Hearn announced 99% done, which we've just spoke about. What next for AJ? Potentially Jake Paul. But it now looks like that Jake Paul is fighting one of Anthony Joshua's legs. He's fighting Gervonta Davis, somebody who's a quarter of his size. I don't even know what's going on. Has Eddie Hearn been played? Let me know what you think. But the AJ fight with Jake Paul's finished. Gervonta Davis, fake Paul, November. I don't know what's going on in the world of boxing. This is an absolute joke. What next for AJ? We'll get into this, and there's so many questions I want to get into in the next episode, but I hope you enjoyed this one. And yeah, just thought I'd give you a quick update because the news has just come in. I'm just trying to relax and play a bit of golf, and I can't. I've got to get it off my chest. I'm going to add it to this video. Hope you enjoy it. Don't forget, if you haven't already, hit like, share, and subscribe to the best channel in the business, Frotch on Fighting, and we'll see you.
Comedian and commentator Aries Spears offered a candid take on the upcoming clash between Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul, describing the event as more performance than sport. He called the matchup a circus, but still gave credit to Davis, predicting that the champion's precise power could result in a knockout as early as the third round. Spears' perspective highlights a duality. He's critical of the spectacle itself, while acknowledging the real threat posed by Davis once the gloves are on. His comments reflect the wider sentiment surrounding the fight, an event packed with promotional flair, yet still dangerous for those in the ring. Whether fans view it as ridiculous or thrilling, Spears captures the tension perfectly, a showy affair underscored by genuine skill, with the potential for Davis to end things decisively.
Next fight that's coming up is Tank Davis versus Jake Paul.
Oh, this is such a circus.
Yeah. Look, according to BetOnline.ag, Gervonta Davis is favored minus 240, Jake Paul is plus 190. So more than twice the odds for Davis. Davis is a lot smaller, but he's a real serious fighter.
I'm predicting a third round knockout.
Ooh.
Third
round knockout.
He's out of there. Listen, I don't know what's the bigger joke. That fight or Tyson versus Floyd Mayweather?
We'll talk about that in a second. We'll talk about that in a second. Yeah, this is honestly just disappointing. As a boxing fan, to just keep seeing these circuses happen over and over again.
I don't know if the rumor's true, but I heard Floyd was talking about coming out of retirement to fight Crawford. Now that's got some panache to it.
That'd be interesting.
It would be.
I think Floyd would end up taking a loss.
Finally.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
He'd mess up that record.
Yeah. And I would respect him for it because we know how much he's tried to protect the record. Take the risk. This is what great fighters are supposed to do.
Yeah, but it's interesting because people were saying that Terrence Crawford should retire because he's, 43-0 at this point?
Okay.
He's 37 years old. I personally don't think
But he's still got the goods, though.
Oh, he's got the goods.
Yeah, he's still got the goods.
Because Canelo was a monster. Had been dominating for a while.
Right.
And he had only had 2 losses, one of which was Mayweather, very early in his career. But this whole Jake Paul, Gervonta Davis thing, just because Gervonta was supposed to fight Roach. It was supposed to be a rematch because it was, I believe, a draw last time.
Yeah.
So you go and fight Jake Paul instead? I'm sure it's a much bigger bag. I'm sure it's a much bigger bag.
And clearly that's what it's about. It's the bag. You know?
Yeah. I mean, pretty soon they're going to have Denzel Washington fighting somebody. They're going to start putting old men. I mean, they've already putting old men in the ring.
As long as before the fight, Denzel looks at his watch and goes, 16 seconds. I'm with it.
Do you believe this fight is a legitimate boxing contest or more of a spectacle aimed at entertainment? Drop your thoughts below.
Do you think this matchup is a serious boxing contest or more of an entertainment spectacle? Share your thoughts in the comments.